Just smells like a French fry. Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, we're going to try to make bread without flour or yeast. Depending where you live, flour can be hard to come by. We had difficulty finding whole wheat flour, so I thought this would be a good video and a good experiment to see if we can make bread just using potatoes and oats. So the inspiration for this video comes from tatty scones. If you're not familiar with those, it's basically just a little flat potato pancake looking thing. The first time I had them was in Scotland, and you just have them in little like breakfast sandwiches, or you can have them just on their own, but they're really good. So it's basically what I'm going for, except I'm not going to fry them. I'm just going to roll them out like chapati. Also, I figured this would work because we made a sweet potato oat flour pizza, and that was inspired by So Vegan's recipe. So this is going to be just a version of that. So yeah, today I'm gonna try to make a potato flatbread using steamed potatoes and oat flour. So today we used 1 kilo of potatoes. You could probably leave the peels on, but I think the texture might be better without the peels. So we just washed, peeled them, and then cut them up into small chunks. We're using a collapsible metal steamer basket, so this just fits right into the pot. Then you just add a little bit of water so it just barely covers the top of the basket, and just put all of your potatoes in there. And then you're just going to steam them for like 20-25 minutes until the potatoes are soft when poked with a fork. Transfer them to a bowl and let them cool a little bit. And if you can't find oat flour in the shop, you can just grind it at home. We just use this little blender and it ground everything up fine. I just did it in smaller batches because I thought it would be easier for the blender to grind it. But you could always just go buy oat flour, and if you have flour available, you could use regular flour as well. So I got changed into my baking tank top, so if it looks a little dusty, it's because there's flour on it. So I'm just gonna mash these with the potato masher. If you don't have one of these, you could use a fork, a whisk, whatever you have just to mash them up. Just get all the big chunks. So we're basically making like a gnocchi dough. That's just potatoes and flour pretty much. As far as I know, I'm not a gnocchi expert. I think I will put salt and pepper in it too, just to season it a little bit, but it's not required. I'm going to add oat flour to the mashed potatoes a little bit at a time, and then just keep mixing it until I get a nice kneadable dough. And if your oat flour is a little chunky, that's okay too. I watched one video on gnocchi, and this is what they do. They just keep adding flour until it feels right. So at this point, we've added a cup of oat flour. It just smells like a French fry. Alright, that looks good to me. I think that was about 2 cups of oat flour. Now I'm gonna preheat the pan on a high heat for 5 minutes while we cut up the dough. Whoa, look at that.
That looks like bread already.
It looks like some type of cake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just balling these up. And then I'm gonna try to roll them like chapati. Not sure if that's gonna work, but we'll see. When you're rolling these out, use just enough oat flour so it doesn't stick. So it's been 2 minutes. I'm just gonna check on it. Oh, nice.
That looks good.
Mm-hmm. It smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a little longer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to say if it's done. It looks kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
Should I cut it open?
Yes.
I'm barely pressing on the plate, you guys. Don't freak out about the knife. It seriously smells like French fries. Mmm, that's good. I don't think it's bread yet. So not technically bread yet, but still yummy.
Tastes really good. Big intermission.
So I'm cooking these for 2.5 minutes on each side. That seems to work well. I think the texture will improve as we let them cool. But right now it kind of reminds me of like a paratha. Remember those stuffed breads we had in India?
Oh yeah.
Veggies in them? Kind of feels like that. But they're still bendy, see? So if they cool off a little, you could totally use them for like a little wrap or something. Ooh, nice. These smell amazing. It totally tastes like fries, but with no oil. I really like them. It's definitely more of a savory, like wrap thing. So with our soup, it'll be really nice, or pasta. I still prefer like regular chapati, but if we can't get flour and want something a little fancy, then I might make these. It's like a cross between chapati and paratha, so I think it's successful for a panic bread. When you don't have any flour in the shops, you could totally have a little burrito or something. Look at that. This would be a great way to use up leftover potatoes, like mashed potatoes, if you have them sitting in your fridge. You can use sweet potatoes. Could probably throw in some like chopped broccoli, leek, onion, garlic, and then you'll just like elevate it to paratha status. And they might be more crispy if you bake them in an oven, like put them right on the rack, because then it'll just get crispy on both sides. It's like a French fry flatbread, or what we were calling it, like a tatty wrap. So what would you call these wraps? Let me know in the comments. Is it bread technically? I don't know. It's a tatty scone. Can you see me or no?
No. I can see you now.
Look at Neeps and tatties.